Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
It's kind of a sad day, really.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's between you and I.
Oh, a sad day, but okay.
You know, going back to the ducks I wanted to put in your yard.
Yes.
And you not only refused, you totally lost your cool and punched me in the
Yeah, that is
face.
yours. That's according to you. I have no recollection of that whatsoever.
So you notice that my bandage is gone.
I do see that.
Yeah.
I saw you took the Band-Aid off.
That's where you hit me.
Yeah.
Where you punched me with your right hand.
Yeah, according to you.
Went into
and
a rage.
nobody else.
Well, you can't remember it.
Nobody. Well, do you have any witnesses? Anybody see this?
No, it was
other
over
than-
there just in the front yard.
Oh.
There was nobody around.
Yeah, well, I don't recall.
I know you don't. You and Ronald Reagan. So, you notice there's going to be a scar there, and I think you had your Cubs ring on.
My Cubs
I
ring.
don't know if you remember that.
Oh, really? Okay. Didn't even know I had one of those, but all right.
So, I still want to work with you here on the Breakfast Show, and I want to continue to serve the community together because we're a good team that way, and really enjoyed doing baseball with you the other day. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
I'd really like to do some more baseball, but I don't know those late games. I don't think I can drive back from Wahoo and then get back to anyway.
Yes.
All things aside, I just want you to know that it's not personal. I mean, I've forgiven you for hitting me because I don't even think you remember it.
I don't remember it because it never happened.
All I wanted
Only
to do
in your mind.
was to put a drake and a hen and their ducklings in your yard, plastic imitations of mallard ducks in your yard. I thought it would have looked beautiful, and all of a sudden you just spun out and hit me, and I think your Cubs ring is going to leave a permanent scar. Well,
if it leaves a scar that like says CUBS on it, that would be actually that would be neat.
No, it's going to be it's going to be like a flesh scar.
Oh.
And so let's just continue to work together and be friends on the air. And as far as the neighborhood friendship goes, well, that's a little bit on the rocks.
Oh, that's strained now, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I got other neighbors there I can go see. I can visit with Joni and Chris across the way, and Provinces are down the street, and Peggy's across the street.
So have you approached any of these other neighbors about putting ducks in their lawn?
No, I haven't because, Grant lives in an apartment. He doesn't have permission to have ducks in his yard. Peggy has her lawn professionally mowed, so she's not going to be able to put ducks in her yard. And, I know Joni really is big on mowing, and she was out weed eating in 100-degree heat yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I don't do any of those things.
Well, it's just that you. I thought you were my.
What makes my yard different from any of those?
Because I can, from the couch, I can watch TV and I could look across and see those beautiful ducks. I couldn't see them in my own yard, so I
don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand how you could not put them out in your own front yard and not see them.
Well,
but yet you could see them across the street if you decided to put them in my yard.
I just thought you would want to, fancy up your yard a little bit, and you got all become personal with you, and you went into this rage. I know you don't remember it, so I'm forgiving you for that. But I'm gonna probably have to have some plastic surgery, and so I've got a high-powered lawyer that I hired.
Oh,
and
great!
I just want you to know that.
Now we're taking this to the legal system. Phenomenal. Okay.
I don't know whether this guy is Irish or Jewish or Italian, but he's from New York City.
Oh.
He specializes in, this sort of thing.
Neighbor disputes.
Battery.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to watch my mail.
Yes. He'll probably reach out to you electronically.
Great.
Just so you know, I'll give you a heads up.
Yeah.
His name is Johnny Gonna Get You.
Okay.
So I don't know whether that's
right.
Italian or
all right.
exactly what it is, but
all right. Well, if his name Johnny Gonna Get You pops up on my caller ID on my phone, I'll make sure I answer it.
He's a professional in that particular arena. Probably an immigrant there in New York. Johnny going to get you. It sounds kind of.
So do I
Italian.
need to get legal representation?
Well, it's up to you.
Oh,
I wish you wouldn't.
I feel comfortable, though. You have no proof.
Well, it's right there.
It's called hearsay. Isn't that what they call that?
There's a lot of that going
It's just
around
hearsay.
right now. There's a lot of that happening. It's pretty good coffee. Well, anyway,
It is very good. Your coffee's very good today.
even though we have some legal battles ahead of us, let's remain friends and good
Okay,
co-hosts
all
and
right.
neighbors and all of that. And so, let's move along. I don't want to spend too. If you don't want the ducks, fine. If you don't want the plastic, beautiful imitations of mallard ducks, the hen, the drake, and the 6 little ducklings, okay.
Now, if you would have just been like this when you first presented this to me, probably none of this would be happening.
Well, I was very
But you
excited
were,
about
Well,
it.
you were forceful, is what you were.
See, you're actually admitting we had a
Now,
conversation.
okay, admitting we had a conversation, but I never took a swing at you.
These days, you know it, I know it, our listeners out there know it. Somebody would have videoed it. I mean, these days you don't do anything without somebody.
Well, that's why I'm
Recording
saying there's no video available because it never happened.
Well, Johnny Gonna Get You told me he thinks he can come up with something. Or obtain a video.
One of those, like they do on a dramatic reenactment.
Well,
Would
I don't
love
know.
to see that.
I'd rather not say. I probably better quit. I'm probably going over the legal bounds here. Anyway, I just wanted, because we're friends, I wanted to give you a heads up.
Oh, well, thanks, Dave.
And
Appreciate it.
And I figure it this way. Certainly, you have some sort of insurance that you're paying for this sort of thing, some liability of some sort. So it really won't come out of your pocket. I mean, if
I should have talked to Nate about this when he was in here the
Yeah.
other day with Universal Insurance, because they insure just about everything.
Do you-
Wonder if they got insurance for that.
well, I'm sure they do. Do you have it?
Do I have
I'm
what?
hoping you have that kind of insurance, because I don't want to get into your pockets. I want to get, I'd rather that you be covered, and I would get a lot of money, and it really wouldn't cost you anything.
Oh well, thanks, I guess.
And I wouldn't. It would be illegal for me then to split that with you. I think that would be fraud.
Oh,
So I can't go there. I'd have to keep the money.
okay.
Otherwise, I might consider it, but it wouldn't be legal. And I know that some of the upper echelon in this world these days seem to be able to do whatever they want, whether it's legal or not.
Yeah.
But I know, just as common folks in the neighborhood, if we collaborated on that and decided we were going to split the money up, take it from the insurance company, we'd both probably end up in jail. I know, not the upper echelon, they can do whatever they want. But us regular folks, we can't. So I can't split it with you.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Yes.
Today on the breakfast show,
Yes.
we have a special guest coming in.
Good.
Kathy Skusa will be in. She is with the, where's that at? She's going to talk about the American Rescue Plan and funding program that has been launched here in Nebraska. And she is with the Nebraska Commission for Deaf and Hard Hearing. And she's been here before. She's been working off and on with Roxanne down at Nebraska Blind Hearing. But this is a separate issue. There's some money available out there for folks who need a hand, and she's going to tell us about that. So be sure and listen for that. I think we're going to try to catch up with Mark today at Subway. He was busy yesterday.
You mean Matt?
I'm sorry. Thank you. Did I say Mark?
You did. Yeah.
Matt. I don't know where Mark came from.
It's all right.
Well, I guess.
But you can vividly remember getting hit by someone who never hit you.
Well, that's Johnny Gonna Get You's assistant. That's his
Who? Oh, Mark?
para, or whatever you call him. That's he assists the lawyer.
Okay.
She's sorry, Matt. Had Mark on my mind. Anyway, Kathy's coming in,
Yes.
and we'll get a hold of Matt,
Yes.
not Mark.
Was Subway.
What do they call those? The legal para? Is that what they call them? The
Paralegal?
Paralegal. Yeah. I guess that's kind of the same thing. Paralegal.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Carmel and Carmel and
Yeah.
Carmel.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, what about baseball? What time you going to
What about baseball?
What time you going to cover that tomorrow? What time's the game?
7 o'clock tomorrow night is when it's scheduled.
Yeah.
It's the last game of the night.
Oh.
But if we stay on time, it'll be 7 o'clock. Broken Bow and Wahoo, round 1, Class B American Legion Juniors State Baseball Tournament.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yeah, got a nice ring to it, doesn't it, when you put Broken Bow in the field again.
Again.
This is kind of becoming a regular thing. I like that.
It's a nice regular thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. We'll be listening and looking forward to the call and wish the kids the best of luck. Everybody, coaches and fans, as you travel, do be careful. It's going to be busy in Wahoo. Wahoo's a cool little town. I think you'll like it there.
Been through it several times, but have never really stayed in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we did one time. Kirk and I got stranded there coming back from state wrestling one night.
Oh, a snowstorm?
Yeah, snowstorm, and we had to pull off in Wahoo. Yeah. I don't know if I won't share the story.
I think I
Have
remember.
I shared?
Yeah.
You know the story I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a little unsettling.
Yeah, it was an interesting night.
Sorry.
I hope Crawley's listening.
I do too. Let's just say maybe you guys got, to be closer as friends that night.
If you folks want the whole story, ask Kirk.
Yeah, ask her to tell it. I'm sure he'll tell it very in detail. Now, I should tell you too. I have some family history in Wahoo.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well,
So,
it used to be, didn't it used to be the home office of the top 10 list by David Letterman?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And he did that a long time.
Yeah.
He liked that name Wahoo. I have some Rod Palmer called me the other day, and he's been going through some family things that were, stored for a long time.
Sure.
And I knew that my great aunt Jeanette lived in Wahoo. She was a principal of schools there.
Oh,
Yeah, and lovely woman. And then the other day, Rod had a box of things that kind of splitting up with the family. You keep it, you throw it away, and I guess then his mom had some of them with names on them to go different places, I guess. So there's a autograph book. Where back many years ago, they would have books that you would have other people, classmates, write poems in.
Oh.
At saying, roses are red, violets are blue. When we graduate, I'm going to miss you, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of like signing an annual, only they just used a little autograph book.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, it's kind of weird. You're going to Wahoo. My great uncle, John, went to school down in that area. And I think the date he must have been about 7 years old, Mom figured. And these poems were written in his book in 1898.
Wow.
In that area of Wahoo when he went to school there.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
So if you run into some relatives down there, tell them
Okay.
I'm a nice guy and we get along great.
Actually, I'll probably just pretend I don't know you.
Okay. Well, that might be the safest. I don't know. I don't think there's any relatives left down there.
Okay.
But you're staying in Wahoo?
That's my plan. Yep.
Okay. I think some people probably will end up staying in Lincoln or Fremont or somewhere because it's probably kind of full.
Yeah. I called early.
Good for you.
I just had a good feeling.
That it was going to happen.
Yes.
They were going to win.
So,
That's great. So we have a few live reads. We have Breakfast Show live reads today, but not too busy. So we're going to have a little music for you today. Let's check out the birthdays together, my good friend and neighbor.
you bet, Dave. Yeah. My good friend and neighbor who's going to sue me. Wonderful.
That's nothing personal. It's just business.
Nothing's ever personal with you. Always business.
Well, that's the way the
Wow.
world works. Like I say, if we was like politicians at the top, we could split the money, and it wouldn't even matter. But for us, we'd end up in jail, so I can't split it with you. All right. I got one local celebrity birthday we're aware of today,
Okay.
Pam Holcomb.
I'd say that's celebrity.
Yep.
Yes, Pam, happy birthday.
And Pam, you're celebrating in style with Linda Ronstadt,
Oh, wow. How old is Linda?
76.
Really?
Yep. Do you remember the album with her on the front with roller skates on?
Actually, I do kind of. Yeah, I think maybe I do.
Very talented skater, I think.
Oh,
Joe Santratini is 66 today.
guitar player, right?
Yeah. Sold over 10 million albums. Best-selling instrumental rock guitarist of all time. So, Pam, you're in good company.
There you go. Happy birthday to everybody.
Yep. If you're having a birthday, happy birthday to you. Today is National Give Something Away Day. And I guess you kind of are. You will. Anyway, it's National Give Something Away Day. Donate and share your bounty. Or just give someone your old stuff that you were going to throw away anyway.
Oh,
But you know what? If you have something that you could pass along, maybe a little cash to a friend.
yeah, or plastic ducks to put in a yard.
There you go. National Gummy Worm Day as well.
Are you a gummy worm person?
No.
Never, no. Although I will say I've kind of gotten into the, my kids are into the sour gummy worms.
Are they?
Yeah.
Now, in your hometown,
not
Loop
bad.
City, you know where Loop City is.
I do, yes. I do know where Loop City is.
The gal at the gas station in Loop City told my grandson and I that they're good fish bait.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
She said you can catch a walleye on that.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's true.
So Gummy Worm Day.
Yep.
All right.
Squishy treats made out of gelatin, sometimes from animals,
Oh,
just to clue you in. Of
Okay.
course, I don't know how many people know, but Jell-O
yes.
is made out of animal marrow, out of their bones.
Oh,
Just so you know, when you eat Jell-O, you can say,
Well.
I'm going back to prehistoric times. I'm eating animal bones.
okay.
Anyway, it comes in red and green and sour and sweet, as you said. This is also the start of Elton John's North American tour.
Last one? Or is it
Yep,
set-
last ever
one?
world tour. Farewell Yellow Brick Road kicks off tonight in Philadelphia.
Mm.
And I was going to play some Elton, but this song tab is still stuck from yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to do something crazy here. I'm going to shut down the program.
Wow. Okay. I hope you can get it back going again.
Whoops.
That's never a good sign. never like it when we hear the word oops.
That was not good. So, now let me go over here. It's live radio. There it is. Zeta. See if it comes
Yeah.
back up.
Okay. All right. Well,
Hope it comes up different than what I left it because I pushed the wrong button.
oops.
So, what's your prediction
Well,
on the first
yes.
game? What's the score
Well-
going to be?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I don't like that. I don't like predicting.
And it's kind of hard
Hey.
because we don't know that much about Wahoo, do we? I mean,
I don't
you
know. I know their
record.
record, but I don't know anything other than that. I think their record was 20-5, and Bo's 22-5. I mean, well, hey, I'll predict Broken Bow wins.
I'll accept
Yeah.
that. We'll accept that.
7-4.
7-4.
Yeah.
That's close enough. We're going to have one pitcher or two pitchers for Broken Bow. You think I think the starter will go all the way.
No.
What? Why not?
No.
Because
Because
that
he
pitch
won't
count
be.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh no, not the pitch count.
He'll be gone for the whole rest of the tournament. So I doubt that's what you'll see.
So I have to ask you that because we talked about it when we were working together as friends
Yes.
at the game. This pitch count thing, it just makes everything. Well, you have to have a lot of strategy, just as you mentioned. Now, see if I would go the other way. If I had a starter that was dominating,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to win that first game, and they were in the groove, then as a coach, you might be tempted to let them finish because that first win is so big. Now, I know you can't.
Correct.
But then that pitcher can't pitch again the whole tournament.
I don't think so. I mean, if you throw on if you throw 81, I think it's 81 to 105 pitches, you are required 4 days rest. So if you pitch on Saturday, then you've got to rest Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
Wednesday's the last day of the tournament. So if you throw your maximum number of pitches, you won't be able to pitch again in the tournament. Unless unless you have a day where there's rain, right?
Yeah.
And then
you could luck out that way.
And I don't know how the schedule is set up if you have rain on one day. I've looked at the forecast. It doesn't look like that's much of a possibility, but I guess you never know. So I don't know. That's a great it's a great question, and it's a question that every coach has to answer. And it goes back to, okay, well, who else do we have to pitch? So I don't know. Maybe you throw if someone's in a groove. That's the neat thing, especially about the state tournament in the last couple of years that I've been able to go down and watch it, and even watch other games. I mean, I've seen instances where a kid has a shutout going, and they pull him.
Wow, that's gonna be tough.
And they pull him because they want him available later in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that makes coaching even a little more stressful.
Oh yeah, strategy. And we talked to your son, who is one of the coaches and handles the pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to him after the game, and I think he said, "Listen, with the pitch count to go through a tournament and be competitive, you need 7-8 kids.
You do
who can pitch,
and you didn't used to. I mean, it's never good when your pitcher's going deep into the count or behind the batters all the time. But in Legion ball, it's not unusual for pitchers to work their way out of situations where they're behind the batters in the count. And you get up to that, when you get up to that 3-2, maybe you come back from a 3 balls and no strikes count, and you work your way back.
Mm-hmm.
That's great because it keeps runners off the base paths, right? But it also means that they had to pitch a bunch of pitches to get out of that jam.
Oh yeah.
And so it changes your mindset when you're watching a young man pitch and you're going, gosh, I wish he'd stay ahead in the count, because it's going to mean he's throwing less pitches. And in baseball, it's also an advantage to the pitcher if he's 2-0, 2 strikes and 1 ball, or 2 strikes and no balls. You want that, but you don't mind if they get behind in the count and they go ahead and win the battle with that batter at the plate. But the other night, I was totally off. You had to correct me. I thought Mr. Denson was throwing less pitches than the other pitcher, the opposing pitcher. And next thing you know, I heard out of my next to us, they were checking his count, and it was 89.
Mm-hmm.
And the other pitcher had 60-some.
Correct.
And I had it the other way around in my head, because it just I thought Denson was more effective than the other pitcher, but he was getting into those deeper counts off and on. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's this term in baseball now, the quality at bat.
Yeah.
And you can get a quality at bat with an out. And it goes back to what you're talking about, and that is working deep in a count. And especially when you think about this situation with a pitch count for pitchers,
mm-hmm.
If someone's up there, he may end up striking out. But if he's fouling off pitches and it turns into a 10-pitch at bat, to me, that's a quality at bat, because what happened?
Yeah.
You forced a pitcher to throw 10 pitches just to you. So
yeah, and you see that all the way up to the college and pro level. If you get a batter up there who can hang in there and foul tip and foul off balls,
mm-hmm.
And like you say, 8-10 pitches, they didn't get on, but they kind of won a battle there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, baseball's fascinating. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun to listen.
Lot of strategy, and with the pitch count rules in the state tournament, the strategy and the thinking just is intensified. So, looking forward to it. I wish the kids the best, and be great to get a win. I say a win, more than one win. get some wins at the state tournament.
Well, go all the way.
There you go.
There you go. Play the game?
Yeah, we can do that.
You were going to have a drink of coffee. Now, I didn't mean to.
No, that's all right.
Go ahead and have a sip.
No, it's okay.
I'd really like you to have a sip.
No, you're the one that runs the show. I'm just kind of your sidekick.
You know, I have to tell you, too, when working with you with baseball, you're running the show, it's kind of weird. Because we've been working together on this breakfast show.
It's kind of the opposite when we do the morning show, correct?
And I can't tell you. I know you put a lot of preparation into the baseball games. You have all these papers spread out and all that stuff. I just don't think you know how much preparation goes into this breakfast show.
Yeah, that's true. Dave's up all night.
Oh, you
sometimes
don't even know.
Prepping for the morning show. Oh, man, I'm almost afraid to read this one.
Okay.
Well, it's ice cream month, and so our questions have been about ice cream. Which of these ice creams does not contain, I'm going to say, caramel?
Carmel?
I knew it. It's not Carmel. No one says Carmel.
I had a cousin named Carmel.
Okay. I know a couple of people named Carmel too, but the stuff you put on your ice cream is not Carmel.
No.
It's caramel.
Come to think about it.
Or some people do say caramel.
Yeah, I think her name was Carmen. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Okay, so which of these ice creams does not contain caramel, or as Dave would say, caramel?
Carmel.
Your choices are chocolate. Oh, this is a real interesting question. Chocolate, butter pecan, Reese's, or dulce de leche. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Which of these ice creams does not contain caramel? This is kind of hard with the choices. Chocolate, butter pecan, Reese's, or dulce de leche. If you know, call us at 872-2801.
We got a call coming in. We'll pick it up while you take a listen to this.
Varney Health Mart is proud to be your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy. Battle allergy symptoms with Loratadine non-drowsy antihistamine 30-count tablets, $6.99. Allergy relief antihistamine 30-count tablets are $9.99. 24-hour nasal spray with 72 metered sprays are $12.99. Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
At the Callaway Good Life Center, their hometown facility offers the security and comfort of a small town with the advantages of city living. They offer speech, occupational, and physical therapy for their residents. Visit CallawayGoodLife.com for more information.
You're waking up with The Breakfast Show. KCNI, KBBN Radio.
I love it.
We have Catherine on the line, and we haven't talked to Catherine for quite a while. She's been busy, Brent.
Oh.
Catherine, have you been doing summer activities?
Oh, I've been in the garden, yes, working with chickens, trying to put hay down for the garden mulch.
Oh, man. Now, steak?
Yeah, and the neighbors are here with their potatoes, so we've just been going like crazy.
Well, maybe we can get you a meal here. Here's Brent with the question.
Okay, Catherine, which of these ice creams does not contain caramel? Chocolate, butter pecan, Reese's, or dulce de leche?
I'd say chocolate.
No.
It isn't?
No.
Really?
No. It's the answer it says here is Reese's.
Really? I think that's a
I
comment.
don't believe you.
Well, that's why I said it's a tough question with the choices.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. Catherine, you've been working hard. You're our friend. You come and pick up this certificate, okay?
Yeah, you're a winner, Catherine. You're always a winner in our mind. And so we've got a certificate that's going to get you a free personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut.
That's good. Thank you.
All right.
bet.
Well, thanks for calling in.
Take care.
I will. Thank you so much.
You bet. It's 8 o'clock.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Biden wraps up a visit to the West Bank with a speech in Bethlehem.
Palestinian people deserve a state of their own that's independent, sovereign, viable,
and contiguous.
He's headed to Saudi Arabia now to speak with the controversial Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, believed to have ordered the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. CBS's Ed O'Keefe in Jeddah.
Critics say that this meeting is a broken promise because then candidate Biden denounced this kingdom. Now President Biden says the diplomacy is necessary.
The supermarket in Buffalo, where 10 people were killed in a mass shooting in May, has just reopened this morning. Jerome Bridges works at the Tops.
I still hurt inside every day. I cry every other day. I'm just proud this store is going to be open and I could do my job the way it's supposed to be done.
The suspected gunman is charged with federal hate crimes. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. From Hastings, crews were working at a fire at Landmark Implement near Hastings starting on Wednesday night. According to the Adams County Emergency Manager, Ron Pugs, the call came in at around 10 p.m. on Wednesday of smoke coming from the building. He says the structure was fully engulfed once crews arrived. Pugs said every department in Adams County, plus departments in Donovan and Glenville, were called to the scene with 60-plus personnel on site. He said conditions made it very difficult to fight the fire, so several departments were called to help battle the blaze. Pugs says it was an extended scene and crews remained there through mid-morning on Thursday. The state fire marshal was also investigating. As of 2 a.m., Highway 6 between Adams Central and Southern Hills remained closed on Thursday morning. No injuries were reported. The emergency manager also at that time was reminding people to stay away from the area. It's still under investigation, and damages have been extensive, if not a total loss.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In golf, checking the second round of the 150th Open Championship at St. Andrews in Scotland. Your leader is Dustin Johnson. He fired a 67 today. He is at 9 under par, and he's got a one-stroke advantage over a group of 3 other players that include first-round leader Cameron Young, who's about to get his second round underway. Tiger Woods is not going to make the cut. He shot a 78 on the opening day to put him 6 over par, and things haven't gotten any better today. Right now, Tiger sits at 1 over on the day, 7 over par through 12 holes. In baseball, the Mariners make it 11 wins in a row with a 6-5 win over the Rangers. The Mets shut out the Cubs 8-0, while the Dodgers blanked the Cardinals 4-zip. It was the Braves getting by the Nationals 5-4. Brewers edged the Giants 3-2 in 10 innings, and the Reds shocked the Yankees 7-6 in 10 innings.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunny today with our high nearing 97. A slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight, mostly cloudy with our low around 71. More showers are possible throughout the day on Saturday, partly sunny with our high nearing 89. And showers possible throughout Saturday night, partly cloudy with our low around 64. Staying the day on Sunday with our high nearing 92, and clear skies throughout Sunday night with our low around 67. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff forecaster Kara Foster.
When someone asks me, when is the best time to start saving for retirement, my answer is simple. It's today. Hi, I'm Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Janet Lawhorn,
your local Edward Jones financial advisors. We can help you build a plan for your ideal retirement by identifying your unique goals and help you keep on track to achieve them. The sooner you get started, the better. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Some secrets just can't be kept, including birthday secrets at the Secret Garden. It's Kelly's birthday, which means a birthday sale happening this Friday and Saturday. Draw a present that holds between 29 and 48% off, just excluding willow tree and candles. Open Friday 11:30 to 4:30 and Saturday 8:30 to 4:30. Located 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north, the Secret Garden. May the Lord give you the desires of your heart as you take delight in Him. Psalm 37, verse 4.
Are you having trouble with your legs, shin splints, ankle, or leg pain? Call Team Physical Therapy 872-5111. We can do a walking or running analysis and also fit you with custom or over-the-counter orthotics. Call 872-5111. Let Team Physical Therapy help get you back into shape with our customized exercise plan for you. We are Team Physical Therapy. Team-driven, superior results. 872-5111.
73 degrees outside here in the 8 o'clock hour under a sunny sky. Winds are out of the northwest, picking up 5, 6, 7, and 8 miles per hour now. Barometric pressure is shooting up to 30.08. It had been steady. Humidity at 86%. High yesterday, 99 degrees with an overnight low of 62. Sunset at 9:11 today. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:19. 3 inches and 55 hundredths precipitation measured so far this month on this 15th day of July. Well, we told you earlier that Elton John is beginning his tour in Philadelphia tonight, his last world tour. Now, whether that means he's not going to perform live anymore, that's probably up in the air, because world tour is different than, performing in the States or in a concert or two. But this will be his last major tour.
Didn't he do a song about Philadelphia?
He
Was
did.
it Philadelphia Freedom?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. Should have pulled that one up. I don't think we have that one in our playlist, but we do have the one you're about to hear on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
The music to get your day started right.
I listen every morning.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Heat with 30% off sandals and flip-flops right now at Bow Bootery on the square in Broken Bow.
I was 53, divorced, and ready to get back out there. I was unsure about dating sites, but I signed up for Silver Singles and quickly met Lily.
Mark and Lily rediscovered the romance they deserve on Silver Singles, the secure dating site for 50-plus singles who know what they want.
Lily's a lover of the great outdoors like me, and we instantly connected over it.
If you're like Mark and want to rediscover that feeling, sign up today at silversingles.com/love. That's silversingles.com/love.
If you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. But no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique two-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-764-9219. That's 800-764-9219.
Good morning. It's 8:13. You're listening to The Breakfast Show, and we always appreciate that. My friend, my neighbor, my co-host, Brent Apperson is here.
Hi, Dave.
Now we have a special guest.
We do.
We have Kathy Skusa here, who is a specialist with the Nebraska Commission for Deaf and Hard of Hearing. Good morning.
Good morning, David.
Did I get everything right there?
Yep,
okay.
Perfect.
Okay, good. We've had you in a few times to talk about different things that you're involved in, and you told us off the air that you've are back out and about now after the pandemic and starting to do some radio and promoting, and you have quite a few programs to talk about here today, or at least one with lots of different facets to it, I think.
Right, yeah. I have been at home for pretty much the last 2 years, and so yeah, we're really working on getting out and into the communities. I am out of the North Platte office, and I cover 25 counties here in the central part of the state. I go up to Valentine, I go over to Bassett, then come south through Lexington, down to Alma, over to McCook, over to Benkelman, up through Ogallala. So I have that whole swath from South Dakota down to Kansas.
It's a lot of area.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we did just start a couple new programs. And, you know, we still have all of our old programs, and we've talked about those before, and I'm still happy to help everybody with those as well. But we kind of want to focus on these two new programs that we have. And due to COVID, you know, we've had all the CARES Act dollars that came through the state. And when our director got news of how much money the state was getting, he's like, we've got to come up with some programs and try to get a piece of this. Mm-hmm. And so we all sent in our proposals of what we thought the deaf and hard of hearing communities could benefit from. And one of those that really stood out to us was communication access to interpreters. In our central part of the state here, central and western, we have no licensed American Sign Language interpreters. And in order to get a sign language interpreter, we have to contract somebody out of Lincoln and Omaha usually. There's a few in Grand Island, there's a few in Scottsbluff. But to get somebody here to say for a medical appointment, it's a huge expense for the entity that is contracting them. There's travel expenses, there's a lot of times overnight hotel stays, there's mileage, there's meal reimbursement. And what we have done is through the CARES Act, the ARPA, American Rescue Plan, we got a set amount of money, and we are able to provide funds to pay for those interpreters. You know, no, we're not going to be able to pay for them for people that are required by ADA to provide them. Mm-hmm. But if the individual is requesting them for a lot of different things, we can reimburse either the individual the cost of the interpreter or the entity for a medical appointment, because the cost of an interpreter is prohibitively huge in relation to their budget. They can't afford to have that interpreter come out. So that's where we can step in and reimburse that cost for the interpreter for them. So it's just going to make it so nice. The thing is, we really want to get the word out to all of our deaf clientele so that when they have any kind of an appointment, whether it's a doctor's office, a hospital visit, mental health visit, physical therapy, if they're taking some kind of a community class and they want to be involved with an interpreter, we can cover all those costs, the travel costs, the actual interpreter hours, the hotel cost, and we'll reimburse the meals even for them so that we can get an interpreter out here on site.
Can we let's talk a little bit about the human side of this, the relationship between, say, the doctor and the patient. It's so important, especially if it's a serious health matter, for that patient to understand what's going on, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is huge. When somebody is American Sign Language is their first language, English is a second language. And as we know, a second language, most of the time you don't understand as well as your primary language. Mm-hmm. So when you have to rely on reading lips or writing notes back and forth, it's a very ineffective way of communicating. So to get that interpreter out here where terminology is so important in a medical appointment, or instructions or side effects of drugs, all of those things can be huge if it's not understood by the patient and what they're actually getting themselves into. A lot of times they go into surgical appointments without even knowing, what they're going in for, really, or what the
details of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's so tedious to write the notes back and forth. And then something else that you have to consider is, when they're reading the pamphlets, the written documents, a lot of times it's not the same grammatical structure as American Sign Language. So it doesn't make perfect sense, even when it's written. It's better, but it's not perfect.
Well, let's be honest. Most of us who read medical documents don't understand a good share of it either. So we can understand how that would even be more difficult.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for us, at least we have the benefit of being able to hear and converse with our doctor.
Ask the questions.
Right.
And that would be, as you think about the interpreter telling the patient through signs what the doctor's saying. It's very important for the patient to be able to respond to the doctor's questions. That's a huge part of talking to your doctor is, how do you feel? What are some of those side effects? Is the medicine causing you problems? You can really see where you have to have a clear path.
Right. And so that's why this is so important for this program. I really want to get the information out there to our healthcare professionals, for a dental visit, for the mental health, for physical therapy, for a doctor's office, for any of those people. If you have someone that's requesting an American Sign Language interpreter, where in the past you might have said, let's use video remote interpreting, which is a good alternative, but it's not that live in-person interpreter. Mm-hmm. Now they have that ability to say, hey, these funds are out there, let's use them. Because we want the funds to all get used. We want to have to say we ran out of money in this program, because then we can go back to the legislature and say, hey, this program was a huge hit and we need you to put it into the budget for us so we can continue. Right now, these funds are going to last for us for 2 years. They will expire at the end, or July 1st, 2024. And whatever we haven't used is going to revert back to the federal government. So we really, really encourage those medical professionals, the community classes, funerals. That would be something else that we could bring interpreters out. Anytime that there's a deaf person who's going to be involved that can benefit from an in-person interpreter, we're happy to bring them out. If they want to go to a school play, there's a lot of things that we could bring them out for.
Yeah, special events in the family, weddings, and as you say, funerals, graduations, that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this started this month. July 1.
Right. July 1st, the funds were first available. And so all across the state, we have 8 advocacy specialists. That's what I do. And we all have our territories. We're getting out there, boots on the ground, knocking on doors, hitting up the hospitals, trying to get the word out so we can utilize these funds. And it's a rural access. And for us, rural means anything outside of Metro, Omaha, and Lincoln. So, that covers a lot of space, and a lot of deaf people can really benefit.
Yeah. Well, I hope that the people will utilize it, and the medical professionals will too. You're kind of addressing both sides of the offer here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. How do they somebody out there listening and they have a relative who is deaf? How do they reach out to you? What's the best way to contact you?
There's a number of ways. If you're deaf and you're asking for an interpreter, really the responsibility for contracting that interpreter lies with who is going to provide the interpreter. So if you have a medical appointment, you're going to request that doctor to contract an interpreter.
That's how it works.
That is who would contact a interpreting referral agency.
Okay.
And then they set that up. They would then ask for reimbursement. They can either submit the interpreter's paperwork to us to be then paid to the interpreter, or they can pay the interpreter and then ask us for reimbursement for it. So it's on that entity who's going to be contracting the interpreter.
That sounds like a good system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a website that you have. Is there information about that on your website now?
Absolutely, there is. Yeah. If you go to www.ncdhh.nebraska.gov, and it's just ARPA.
ARPA, all right.
Yeah, and it's like the first thing that pops up on our website right now.
Okay. And you have a phone number. We've found over the years that you have to repeat phone numbers quite a bit on the radio because people need to write those numbers down, but I'll give it, I think this is the correct number, 402-471-3593. Is that correct?
That is correct. That goes right into our Lincoln office. And then we also have a toll-free number.
Okay.
It's 800-545-6244. And either one of those goes into the Lincoln office, and they can help with how to contract an interpreter, how to request an interpreter. If you're a deaf person and we do have video phones, so if somebody's deaf, we have the capability to communicate through our office, not a problem. So, but yeah. And then the other portion of our program, I don't know how much time we have left, but
roll on here.
Legal access.
Oh.
The first one is for live interpreters. The legal access portion of it, we're focusing on a direct mailing out to the entire Bar Association for the state of Nebraska to provide communication access to anybody who is deaf or hard of hearing in this state. This program is not only going to reimburse if somebody's asking for the interpreter costs. It's pretty much the same as that whole last bit.
All right.
But now we're including video remote interpreting, CART, which is real-time transcription, if they need a note taker, whatever their communication needs are. And this is for anybody in the state, including the metro areas. And it's for deaf and hard of hearing people to have access to the legal community. A lot of our law office, again, are small offices that can't afford to pay those costs for communication access, even though, requirements by ADA say that they have to. There are exclusions in there that they don't. Mm-hmm. So this is to provide the means for them to communicate. Anybody who, if you're in legal trouble, you can get access to your lawyer. Then you don't have to pay for your own interpreter costs, and the law office doesn't have to pay those interpreter costs. Or for video remote interpreting, they can do that. And it doesn't have to be in a legal problem. If you're handling an estate, if you're wanting to set up your will, if you're trying to set up a power of attorney, any reason that you need to consult with a lawyer, we are here to help you do that.
That's fantastic. So, in this case, deaf or hard of hearing kind of brings us maybe here locally with Roxanne here down at Nebraska Land Hearing. Is there a level? How does that work? Do you measure the point where it qualifies for help?
For us, hard of hearing is pretty much anybody who's been diagnosed with hearing loss.
Okay.
And even if you're not diagnosed with hearing loss, but you feel like you have trouble communicating, you have needs, and if it's something that we can assist you with, we're going to do everything we can for you.
All right. That's good to know. Everybody seems like we do a lot of advertising on the show for Roxanne, and we say it all the time, and we're guilty of it. We go to the doctor to get a checkup. We go to a dentist. We go to our regular doctor to annual checkups, and oftentimes our hearing is going away, and we don't take the time to notice it until pretty soon you're going, what'd you say, all the time, right?
Oh, exactly. Hearing loss is one of those invisible things that happens so gradually. Most people don't realize they're losing their hearing, which is why it's incredibly important at 50 years old, when you're going in and getting that baseline blood work, you're getting your first colonoscopy, you're starting your mammograms, all of those things, you really should include a hearing test in there at the same time to get that baseline, because then that's when you're thinking that my hearing is really good right now. Why do I need to get a hearing test? But for comparison, when you start saying, that TV is getting turned up awfully loud, it's so much easier to hear the TV when I have the captions turned on.
Yeah.
When you start noticing those kind of things and you think, well, maybe I ought to go get my hearing tested, to have that baseline comparison, it's huge.
Okay.
Because it gives you a time frame of how fast your hearing loss is deteriorating.
All right. Good advice. We try to approach that a couple times a week, talking about getting a hearing test, and I don't believe Brent and I have either had one, so we probably should get that done. And I'm just a little over 50. Brent might be a little bit way past that.
Yeah. Kathy, I have a question for you. Just out of curiosity, what is the percentage of people in the state of Nebraska, if you know the answer to this, that fall in the category of deaf and hard of hearing? I'm thinking maybe there's more people that fall into these categories than we might think.
Absolutely. Nationwide, people who are diagnosed with hearing loss, and this is diagnosed, this is not the people that deny, 20% of the population,
wow,
it has hearing loss. Now, out of those 20%, I mean, this is starting with babies up to, the people who are over 100. Every age range has a different percentage, but it goes up. After you hit 75% of people have significant hearing loss.
Wow.
Yeah. And it, as you said, all ages, because who hasn't either had a child or have a family member who's had a child that didn't have ear infection when they were little, and there's oftentimes some damage there right from the get-go that maybe they do or do not realize.
Right, those reoccurring ear infections, the high fevers, and a lot of times the medications that are prescribed for those are causes of hearing loss in children. And those kind of things, once you lose your hearing, it does not come back.
Right.
The kids that are born deaf, that are born with auditory nerve damage, those are a lot less frequent. It's, exposure to noise. Kids that have to, I cringe every time I see a child in a car with that music that's booming and shaking my car next to it.
Yeah.
I just go, do you even know what you're doing to your child?
Well,
but those are the things that it's starting that hearing loss path really early on. You know, things like head injuries. People don't realize that head injuries oftentimes cause hearing loss in kids. Another reason to get those helmets on them when they're on their skateboards or their roller skates or out on four-wheelers or even on their bicycle. Those helmets are so important to protect not only their brain, but their hearing.
I assume people who have had strokes sometimes have effect from that as a hearing loss as well.
Yeah, there's so many things that can cause hearing loss. And a lot of times people will just wake up and be like, I have no hearing in my right ear. And a lot of times it's a ruptured eardrum, that they have no idea what the cause was. Sometimes those kind of things can heal, but most of the time hearing loss is pretty permanent.
Well, the baby boomers, most of them went to a concert sometime or another and wondered why their ears were ringing 3 days later, and that's not good. Or today's, everybody either has a headphone like these, or more commonly now the ones that you put inside the ear, which I think actually probably penetrate your eardrums more than ever before, and you find yourself turning them up to listen to the news or music or whatever you're listening to. And so we're really pounding on our ears all the time, aren't we?
Oh, we are. And it's funny you mentioned the ringing in your ears, because I do a lot of presentations, you know, at YMCAs, at kids clubs and different things. And I tell those kids, and I do the survey, how many of you have ever heard a loud noise, you know, whether it's the fireworks or the gunshots or loud music, and then you hear that ringing in your ears? And I tell them all, you know, I simplify it, but tell them about the cochlea and the hairs that are transmitting the sound waves. And I say, every time you hear those ringing in your ear, those are those hairs in your ears screaming at you to tell you to turn it down because they're dying. And when those hair cells die in your inner ear, they don't grow back.
It's a gift that you get, and if you lose it, you lose it.
Yeah. And it's funny, you don't realize how much better your hearing is as a child, because a person's best hearing is going to be from birth to 19 years old. You're going to have the biggest range, you hear the high frequency tones. And I don't know if you've noticed that you don't hear high frequencies as well. Kids can hear things that you and I don't hear anymore.
It's funny with kids, because sometimes when you talk to them, they don't hear you at all. And then they can be in the kitchen and you're in the living room and they know what you said, right?
Are you talking about my husband there?
I just over the years, I remember our kids and then the grandkids, that sometimes they don't hear you, and then they're kind of sneaking a little into your conversation. They don't have to be in the same room even.
Yeah. No, kids make choices about what they hear and don't hear, I think.
And so do adults, yeah.
Absolutely. But no, they do. They can hear so much better than adults can, because we have had that reoccurring ear trauma, those perpetual noises, you know, whether you're out working on the tractor or you're working on loud motors, you know, working with industrial equipment, even home equipment, you know, your bandsaws, your chainsaws, your lawn mowers.
Weed eaters, yeah.
Yeah, those things are all loud enough to damage your hearing over time.
Kathy, it's been great. It's very interesting, and I hope people will take advantage of the new programs and the programs that you've had in place for a while, such as phones for the hard of hearing and some of the other things you offer. I imagine that's all on the website as well.
It is. We've got the phone program. That's a Public Service Commission program, NSTEP, Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, where anybody can get $1,000 towards the purchase of a new cell phone, home phone, or caption phone. That's anybody who's been diagnosed with hearing loss. We have the hearing aid banks for people who can't afford hearing aids to provide assistance through the Lions Club Sertoma and Hear You Nebraska. And Roxanne has information on all of those if somebody is interested in getting hearing aids and they know that they can't afford them. We have the media library. We have our equipment loan program. And then plus I'm always available to come out and do trainings for people who are interested in learning about hearing loss, learning how to prevent hearing loss, types of equipment. I could go on and on about different kinds of trainings I can do.
Well, you're definitely out and about, and we're glad that you are, and getting this program started up and going. Started July 1st. And again, if you have questions, I'll give you the 402 number, 402. That's the wrong one, isn't it? Let me get the right one here.
471.
Oh, you go ahead.
3593.
Thank you. And then the 800 number?
800 545 6244.
All right. And then the website again?
www.ncdhh.nebraska.gov.
All right. Kathy, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate your time, and I hope that we can get the word out to everybody that can utilize this program.
Come back and see us.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
You bet. We'll take a time out with these words.
Summer is finally here. Burning Bank can help with your summer travel and fun with our new My Card feature on our Burning Bank app. Are you budgeting for your summer activities? Easily track your recent debit card transactions. Are you traveling for vacation? Simply plug in your destinations to make spending money wherever you are easy and convenient. Misplaced your debit card? Shut your card off with the flip of a switch. No matter where the summer takes you, Burning Bank is always here. Download our Burning Bank app today and check out the My Card feature. Burning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
Ansley Lumber and Supply has the products you need for your roofing projects. You can depend on the quality to keep your home safe and strong for years. Malarkey, Tamco, and GAF combines installation and innovation with extreme technology features, including a high-performing weather layer, highest wind protection ever, strongest seal ever, most beautiful look ever, and most popular color lineup. For your roof projects, go to Main Street in Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply.
I came up from Mississippi with a guitar full of songs. Thought I was really something. Maybe I was wrong. Got to make some money, got to pay my dues. 'Cause if I hurt my guitar, how the hell am I supposed to play the blues?
All right. That was the sounds of Delbert McClinton, his brand new one called If I Hawk My Guitar. And he has some other new works out as well. So check it out. If you like Delbert, he's got a good album out right now. Thanks to Kathy Skusa, who stopped in to talk to us about the programs through the Nebraska Commission of Deaf and Hard of Hearing. Good programs. As she said, let's use that revenue to help one another out there. And there are people out there who certainly could use the interpreters and the assistance through that program. So give her a call, go online, and check it out. Brent Apperson is with me. Did you get another haircut?
Well, yes, I usually get haircuts now and again. Yes.
Why?
What do you mean, why? to cut my hair. You know, you're interesting to me. Can I just say this? I'll come in here. I'll go 3-4 days without shaving.
Yeah.
And you just like, well, I see you haven't shaved yet. I see you haven't shaved yet. You ever going to shave? Wow. And then when I cut my hair, well, why'd you cut your hair again? I mean,
well, can I explain?
What's the deal? Why are you so enamored with my appearance?
Here's the thing.
All right.
Hair on your face, yeah, it grows, but it was not maybe made to grow on your face for the clean look. But the hair,
I've never seen you without facial hair. I don't think.
Well, it's been a while. But the hair on your head was the good Lord gave you the hair on your head to grow. That's what it's for. You grow it.
Exactly, and it does grow.
And then you don't.
And then
you don't have to turn it into a Marine every other week.
Not a Marine. It's kind of cut short. I prefer it that way, especially in the summertime. It's cooler.
See, you know, Grant.
What would your lawn look like if you never cut it? Your lawn grows. How's hair any different on your head?
It's a lot different. Now look at Grant's hair. He's got nice long. It's not long, but it's longer. It looks more casual.
And I'm sure I'm just guessing here, but I'm guessing that Grant goes in occasionally and has it trimmed up and kept.
Well, I'll be visiting with him about it. He's my new neighbor. I kind of like his style, you know. Let it go, let it grow. I tell you.
Yes, I get my hair cut basically once a month. Is what I do. I get it cut once a month.
My goodness. I think Stan at the Whiskey Barrel probably gets his cut that often or more.
Yeah.
And I think he shaves every day.
Okay.
Because he's just one of those guys that, you know.
Yeah.
He's on
That's
it.
good. I used to shave every day. I'm lazy. As I've gotten older with shaving, I'm lazy. It's like once a week.
And you
once
use
every 4 or 5
an
days.
electric razor. It's
Yes,
not that
I
big
knew.
a deal.
No, not a huge deal, but I just,
I wonder if Stan uses an electric razor or he uses foam and a conventional razor.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Stan even uses the old straight razor.
That would be his style, wouldn't
you think?
it? I could see him, you know, getting the old mouth off the side with that straight razor and
Yeah?
Ask him when you go in.
There you go.
And that will be a conversation that I know he'll love to have. He loves to talk about those sorts of things at the Whiskey Barrel in Broken Bow, right across the street from Gateway Motors, right next to the First Avenue stoplights there. And while you're in getting your favorite spirit, have a good conversation, and you will not regret shopping there. The store is nice and clean, well-stocked. The prices are fair. The staff is great. They're open 7 days a week, and you get free ice with purchase. And you can load up that cooler with your favorite beverages and ice it down right there by the door before you go out. And they'd love to have you in. Remember, they check IDs. If you're one of those people that looks a little younger than you are, expect to be ID'd and ask for your identification, because they're very strict about that, because they run a tight ship in that area. They also sell lotto cards there, all kinds of Nebraska lottery cards and the national, the whole thing. They've got them all there, and so you can get a pop and pick up your lotto card, and become rich. Possibly.
Wonderful.
At the Whiskey Barrel in Broken Bow, again, open 7 days a week for your convenience. Now, you mentioned universal insurance earlier. You're going to check with Nate about some sort of a liability coverage. It's too late for this incident between you and I. If you don't have that coverage, it's too late, but you might want to talk to Nate about getting it for future disgruntles.
Okay. Thank you. I might. Wish I'd have brought it up yesterday.
Yeah.
Don't know why I didn't.
Well, we covered a lot of ground yesterday.
But he'll be back in again.
Yeah.
So let's just mark that down. So we can bring that topic back. We like to recycle topics here
We do.
on the Breakfast Show.
Way too often. We recycle recycle here.
Yeah. Hey, it's important, as we know, to insure your home, your family, your possessions. But if you're in business, you want to make sure that your business is insured properly. Ask Universal Insurance in Broken Bow about getting the right coverage. They have a wide knowledge base and catalog of information to help your business, from HR to OSHA availability to other features that will play a key role in your business success on the insurance side. Talk to Universal Insurance in Broken Bow today. Call 872-6438. You can also visit them at 940 South E Street in Broken Bow.
Oh, my Lord.
What?
For heaven's sakes.
What's going on?
Good grief.
Heavens to Betsy.
Yesterday, heavens to Betsy. That was always a good one. We was talking yesterday about not having very many shark attacks.
Yes.
Percentage-wise.
Oh.
But they've been having more lately.
Have they?
Well, in New York, where my attorney lives.
What was his name again? Johnny Gonna Get Ya?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's Italian. Anyway, New York has had its 5th shark attack this month.
Yikes.
Yep. I don't know why. Another swimmer almost became lunch on Long Island Beach. The 49-year-old tourist from Arizona was standing in waist-deep water when a shark mistook him for a buffet. He was able to make it back to the shore, and he'll be okay.
Good.
But the 5th shark attack took place within the last 2 weeks, yesterday, or the day before. I think he had his wrist injured, but nothing too serious. So I don't know what's going on with the sharks. I think they're rebelling. They've had it. Messing up the ocean. They're the big predator. They're probably the first ones out to say, leave our ocean alone. Quit putting plastic bottles in it and junk and sewage. We're going to eat you. Maybe that's it.
You never know.
Nearly half of the Kansas City Royals will miss the Toronto series.
Correct.
Because of vaccination issues. Wow. That's half the team. That's crazy. State senator tries to get votes by twerking on TikTok. Twerking is a new name, I think, for using a platform. I guess. Do you know, Grant, do you know what twerking is?
Dancing, isn't it? A type of dance?
Jeremy would know what twerking is.
There's a lot of people that probably know that are really shaking their heads right now going, oh, Brent and Dave, you're so far behind the times.
We don't care. You know why? Because it's National Be a Dork Day.
Oh, okay. Well, we can get into that.
No problems here.
We celebrate that every day, Dave and I.
We do. So a Rhode Island state senator's TikTok video is getting a lot of criticism. The 28-year-old Tiara Mack says she doesn't regret it one bit. The video was from the 4th of July. She's on a beach in a bikini twerking upside down, which honestly was pretty impressive. She's trying to get reelected and says she's showing that leadership now looks different. So her TikTok account was temporarily suspended, but it's back up now.
Oh.
So if you want to get elected to an office, you twerk upside down. That's the world we live in. Now, this one's going to make your skin crawl just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Get ready, folks. Elon Musk's, the richest man in the world.
Yes.
His dad has a secret baby. Yes, it's true. With his own stepdaughter. Yeah. Looks like having secret kids runs in the family for Elon Musk. A few days after word got out, he had secret twins with a colleague. The billionaire's dad has revealed that Elon has a 3-year-old sister. He fessed up to having a secret baby with his own stepdaughter, making it Elon's new half-sister and also step-niece, just so you know.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that story.
I'm thinking they have a little bit too much time on their hands. They need to get real jobs. We'll be back.
For those 62 years of age and for those that are handicapped or disabled regardless of their age, the Grand Generation Manor in Callaway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Callaway. the Grand Generation Manor.
Hey, Dad. I love this time of year. School's out and rodeo season is in full swing.
Yes, it is. And speaking of that, we need to get ready to go.
Dad, to make sure you have enough cash to get me snacks, we can stop by any of the 8 ATMs that NSB is located across Custer County. They're in gas stations, grocery stores, and they even have a trailer-friendly drive-up.
How do you know all of this?
Well, Dad, you do work for Nebraska State Bank, and I do listen.
You listen to some things.
Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
Aero Aviation, let us take control.
Remember the time you used to spend fighting weeds and bugs? Now you can spend that time elsewhere because aerial application is your best advantage against these problems. Let Aero Aviation take control.
When you need a helping hand to get the most from your land, Aero Aviation, let us take control.
For over 50 years, Aero Aviation has served the area. Contact Casey for your aerial application today.
Thank you, Aero Aviation. Got that theme in my head now.
I know, it's a good one. Aero Aviation.
Take control. Oh, sorry. Now, anything else on your mind you want to talk about? Oh, I know.
Yes.
We better remind people that Shotgun Annie's Saloon and Grill in Callaway will be closed this weekend. They just need a little time off with their family.
Yes, indeed. Shotgun Annie's in Callaway, always a great place to go for good food and a good time with friends. But as Dave mentioned, they will be closed this weekend. Will be closed on Saturday and Sunday to allow them to spend some time with family. They do apologize for the inconvenience. But again, Shotgun Annie's in Callaway will be closed this weekend, and they want to make sure that everyone is aware of that.
Thank you, Brent.
You're welcome, Dave.
So earlier we had Elton John, who's going out on tour.
Mm-hmm.
He has some friends that he performed with a while back, and we have that song available this morning for our listening audience.
Mm-hmm.
Elton John and Ozzy together.
Oh, yeah.
And Slash.
Yeah, Slash, the guitarist from Guns N' Roses.
And a couple others. So let's enjoy some friends together, like you and I, Brent. Friends.
Absolutely, you bet.
You know, there's probably between those, they probably sued each other 3 or 4 times.
That could be.
Good morning, Jody. Thanks for checking in to the chat box this morning. And Pam thanked us for wishing her a happy birthday. Not necessary for the thanks, but thank you, Pam Holcomb. I know you listen. We appreciate that very much. Joe Shea.
Oh, boy.
Had a thought. He's done some research on Johnny Gonna Getcha.
Oh,
and it appears his assistant's full name is Mark My Word Sucka. Appears to be a real reputable firm, according to Joe.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you did a lot of research before hiring them to make sure that they were reputable.
Oh yeah, I Googled it. It worked great. Maybe, what do they call that? I can't remember now. Never mind. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Biden's on his way from Israel to Saudi Arabia. CBS's Ed O'Keefe is in Jeddah.
The president on this trip, of course, hoping to find ways to drive down the price of oil by pushing Saudi and other producers to speed the flow of oil. But asking for that requires engaging the Crown Prince.
At a stop in Bethlehem, the president called for a two-state solution. Inflation's at a 41-year high, but retail sales were up 1% in June. CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
Despite consumer sentiment dropping to 50-year lows, people seem to be opening up their wallets and absorbing the costs of things.
In a courtroom near Moscow, WNBA star Brittany Griner shown for the first time on TV ducking into a cage. CBS's Charlie D'Agata.
Today, her lawyers gave evidence she has permission to use medical cannabis in the United States for chronic pain. She faces a 10-year sentence if found guilty. The next hearing is scheduled for July 26.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Last night in Major League Baseball, the Mariners came back from a 4-run deficit to beat the Rangers 6-5.
Swinging a line drive into center field, and that is going to skip on by Tavares. Right underneath his glove, all the way to the wall. Watch Sam run. Ronnie second, heading for third. He's going to be waved in by Maniacta. The throw in by Tavares, cut off by Simeon. Relay to the plate, not in time. Head first slide. Sam Haggerty with an inside the park home run.
Mariners Radio Network on the call. They have now won 11 games in a row. The Mets shut out the Cubs 8-0. Pete Alonso hit his 24th homer of the season, while the Dodgers shut out the Cardinals 4-0. The Reds and the Yankees went out for 10 innings for the second night in a row, but the Reds managed to win 7-6. In the Open currently going on, Dustin Johnson is at the top of the leaderboard at 9 under par. Tiger Woods is 9 over through 16.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunny today with our high nearing 97. A slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight, mostly cloudy with our low around 71. More showers are possible throughout the day on Saturday, partly sunny with our high nearing 89. And showers possible throughout Saturday night, partly cloudy with our low around 64. Staying sunny throughout the day on Sunday with our high nearing 92. And clear skies throughout Sunday night with our low around 67. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff forecaster Kara Foster.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation. As we transition from prep season to watering season, Custer Electric and Irrigation wants to remind you of important offerings that set them apart. They're once again offering free FieldNet and NFTrax demos for this growing season. Demos are limited, so call today to reserve your pivot control or set of NFTrax. Want to skip the demo and buy? Custer Electric and Irrigation recently installed 4 radio bridges that allow the service area for telemetry and FieldNet to expand where you may not have previously been able to get it. These bridges also mean cheaper annual subscriptions, so talk to Lance to see what he can do for you. In need of tires but don't want to upgrade to NFTrax? Custer Electric has 11.2 by 38 tires on hand and ready for your pivots. Finally, is your pivot leaking more water than irrigating? This is your reminder to not settle for second best on sprinklers. Update your sprinkler packages today for install before service season. For all this and more, call Lance at 880-1507. Check them out on Facebook or at custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
It is 9:03, 78 degrees outside. And a lot of sun out there, a lot of sunshine today. Winds are picking up a little bit more out of the northwest. High yesterday was 90 9 degrees. Won't quite get there according to the forecast today, maybe mid-90s. Tomorrow's going to be cool.
That's good.
80s. I don't know what it'll be like in Wahoo, but it's supposed to be cooler here.
Mid-upper 80s is what I saw. 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms.
Well, we'll take the showers here and then leave you dry in Omaha. How's that?
That'll be fine.
Because we could use the rain.
Yep.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Oh, yes, the Marcus King Band, and one called Ain't Nothing Wrong With That. Check out Marcus King Band if you like a little jazzy blues. Whew, he's good. His voice is so high, and he's such a big guy.
Yeah, I've never seen a picture of it.
Yeah, he's pretty healthy guy, built guy, and his voice is way up there. It's kind of like, you're not a big, tall guy, but your voice is big.
Oh, well, thank you, Dave.
Sure. Oh, this just
what's
in.
Happening?
Today at 5 p.m. is the deadline for incumbents on the village and township boards to file with the clerk's office.
Okay.
So please do that. And if you do that, thank you very much for doing it. But Connie Gracie, Custer County Clerk, reminds you today at 5 is a deadline for incumbents on village and township boards to file with the clerk's office. Now we're going to move over to some other information here this morning and talk a little bit about whatever Brent Apperson, my co-host, would like to highlight at this time.
Okay.
Brent?
Well, thank you, Dave. Jeremy had a nice conversation this week with our good friend Chad Dolan, who is actively involved in the big Kearney Cruise Night, but also the big classic car auction that is going on this year in association with the Cruise Night in Kearney. And the classic car auction is today. It'll be at 7 o'clock. Up for auction will be classic cars, gas pumps, neon signs, motorcycles, even tractors, and more. It's all happening at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds Expo building, expecting over 80 cars to sell. You can bid online at this website, ReynoldsAuction.com. I'll spell it for you, ReynoldsAuction.com. Again, the classic car auction during Kearney Cruise Night, scheduled for tonight at 7 o'clock. Up for auction, classic cars, gas pumps, neon signs, motorcycles, tractors, and more. Buffalo County Fairgrounds Expo building is the place, expecting over 80 classic cars to sell.
Speaking of tractors, it won't be long. Tractors are going to be enjoying a ride down in southern Custer County for the Custer Care Center's annual tractor ride.
That is correct. Yeah, 9th Annual Custer County Tractor Ride is coming up. Breakfast and sign-ins will start at 7 a.m. This is going to be on Friday, July 22nd at the ball field in Oconto. Always helps them, though, if you register beforehand if you want to attend, because there are meals and things involved, so it allows them opportunity to prepare for all of that if you sign up ahead of time. Join them with your antique tractor restored or field ready. Preferred tractors at least 20 years old to travel approximately 55 miles for a 10-mile-an-hour ride throughout southern Custer County this year. Breakfast, a morning break, lunch, and afternoon break all will be served. 7 to 8 a.m. is when they start getting together. Registration and breakfast at the Oconto Community Hall. Again, the ride's going to start in Oconto this year. For more information, contact the Custer Care Center. Also contact them to get signed up for the 9th Annual Custer County Tractor Ride. And again, all of the proceeds from this event, and there is a charge to participate, all of the proceeds of the event go to the Custer Care Center toward their transportation service.
Something that's very popular in this part of the country, and probably everywhere in the country, is sidewalk sales.
Oh, yeah.
There's something about it. It's kind of relaxing, and you can save some money. And then you have a great store like Rustic and Red in Cozad. They have that great store inside with the loft and all the different variety of things they have that you'll be amazed to see. Now they're going to have, along with that, a sidewalk sale.
Yes, they're having their Summer Fest sidewalk sale at Rustic and Red in Cozad tomorrow, Saturday, July 16th from 9 to 5. Discounts up to 75% off. They're even taking 20% off store-wide. Now, some exclusions will apply. If you're not familiar with Rustic and Red in Cozad, you'll find them at 139 West 8th Street in Cozad. And you can enjoy a nice cup of coffee, too, while you're shopping, because the Coffee Tree Truck will be there as well. This week, they also have Christmas in July going on in the loft. All Christmas items are 70% off. So take advantage. The Summerfest Sidewalk Sale at Rustic and Red in Cozad tomorrow from 9 to 5.
Join our clinic's crew. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow is seeking a high-energy, friendly person to be our physical therapy technician. Working alongside our physical therapists, our technicians are responsible for helping patients move throughout the gym, keeping treatment areas organized and clean, assisting patients with light exercises, and recording progress for therapists. Our clinic's motto is the treatment you need, the care you deserve. So come be the person we need at the job you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy. For more information, call 872-5800.
If you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. But no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique two-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-764-9219. That's 800-764-9219.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary. Oil keeps going up as the Russia conflict escalates. Help the U.S. with your patriotic investment that can potentially pay you monthly income for up to 20 or more years. If you're an SEC accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. The U.S. government needs your investment in oil and is allowing you to write off nearly 100% of your investment in the first year. Call 800-278-7455. 800-278-7455.
Dave and Brent together for you out there. Thanks for listening. Let's talk pizza.
Okay.
Just for a moment, if you don't mind.
Okay.
You sure you didn't get your hair cut again? It just looks extra short today.
Yes, I told you. I got it cut yesterday.
Okay. Oh, you got it cut yesterday?
Yes.
Wow.
Yesterday afternoon.
Sorry.
Over my lunch hour because I didn't want to, didn't want to short my responsibilities here.
I like that.
So
I know Jeremy does too.
So I went and got a haircut and then had about a 15-minute lunch just so I could come back here and, didn't want to shortchange anybody.
That's the way it should be.
All right. Yes, Pizza Hut in Broken Bow, they got a lot of stuff going on. During the summertime, they're back to doing their parking lot pizzas. This has become super popular. They do it on Monday nights. It's $7 for a medium, I think is the size. Medium pizza, one topping. I think they do pepperoni and hamburger. And they just cook a whole bunch of them up. And then from 5:30 to 7:30, or while supplies last, and sometimes they're gone before 7:30, you can just swing by the parking lot, and they've got it hot and ready to go. So parking lot pizzas, Monday nights, $7 for a pizza, 5:30 to 7:30, or until supplies last. So take advantage of that on Monday. Hey, if you're not a Pizza Hut Rewards member, you need to become one. Check it out, as there are lots of great deals online. Still looking for team members, people to join the Pizza Hut team. Wonderful benefits, flexible hours, competitive wage. Stop in or apply online. Number for the store is 872-6472. You can also call Tammy for more info at 870-1520. Needing help on the weekends, especially Saturday and Sunday. So if you're interested, contact Pizza Hut in Broken Bow.
Thank you, Brent Apperson. Blackberry Smoke, letting it burn right here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. What a great tune. Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership still has some job openings available for you to look into.
Looking for an individual to work as an infant toddler teacher. This is in Broken Bow. A full-time position, good starting wage, great benefits. Looking for someone with their Child Development Associate Certificate. Would prefer someone with their associate's or bachelor's degree in early childhood education. Previous experience working with infants up to 3 years old and their families. General duties would include primary care and lesson planning for infants and toddlers, and conducting parent meetings and complete various reports. For more information, contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780. The extension is 0. Or you can apply online at their website, which is centralnebraskacap.com.
Thank you very much. My wife asked me the other day, why aren't you talking to the Ruski?
Oh.
And since war broke out, I just didn't feel the need. In fact, I didn't want to.
Okay.
Ukraine is suffering, and anyway.
Yes.
We're just going to use her regular name.
Okay.
But I think she might be active again. She was kind of on strike.
You want me to see if she's awake?
Yeah, would you?
All right. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1988, Die Hard made its debut. That movie had some memorable quotes, like, yippee-ki-yay, something something. I can never remember how that one ends.
Boy, I was getting nervous there when she started to say that line.
So I was thinking, kind of with the theme of music we're playing today, could you ask her to play the Charlie Daniels Band, a song called Texas?
Well, sure.
You guys get along. I don't like her. She doesn't like me.
Okay. Alexa, play Texas by the Charlie Daniels Band.
Texas by the Charlie Daniels Band from Spotify.
Acoustic Live Show. Enjoy Grazer's Prime Rib Special featuring Nebraska beef and steak for Tim Zock. Grab some friends and head over to Grazer's Bar and Grill in Arnold for Tim Zock. Saturday night, Grazer's Bar and Grill in Arnold, where good friends meet.
It is 9:25. I just have to ask this question, Brent, to our new employee, our new neighbor, new news director, Grant Winterer. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Dave.
I'm a little worried. I want to ask you and Brent to have a conversation. I'd like Brent to ask you what type of music that you listen to. Since you're working here at the station, I'm kind of curious, and plus you're in the neighborhood. If you'd like, maybe get out your boom box, and while you're reading your book, we'd like to know exactly what we might be hearing. And I'll try to help you. Brent, would you want to kind of have a conversation with Grant about that? Because I'm too biased myself.
All right. Well, I guess in a way the question has already been asked, I feel.
Okay.
But anyway, what type of music do you like?
I'll listen to almost anything under the sun.
Yeah?
You know? Yeah, I'm really not picky.
Probably especially, just jumping in here, probably especially.
Yeah. I want you to have a conversation with Grant, Brent, but just jumping in here.
If I may.
I mean, how do you feel about, classic rock and the cutting edge of today?
Oh, I love the classic rock. I'm a big into Steely Dan. Is probably up there as far as consistent listening for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's nice. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I like one song by the Eagles, so that's,
Just one?
Just one.
I don't know if we're going to get along.
But it's Take It Easy.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
The Big Lebowski didn't like the Eagles either.
That's right. He was a Creedence guy. I like Creedence too.
Yeah,
CCR is pretty great.
Yeah.
Do you listen to music while you read?
Not typically.
Okay.
I'm kind of a quiet reader, I guess. Yeah, or the sounds of nature, the music of the natural world.
That's nice.
When I was in college, every Sunday afternoon in our dorm, this one guy had a great sound system.
Yeah.
And he'd put on the nature sound CD.
Yeah.
You could hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
When he would put that on, everybody would take a nap.
That's
Sunday
awesome.
afternoon.
I thought you were going to say that everybody started studying.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we didn't study. Not on a Sunday afternoon. I'm not going to study on a Sunday afternoon. That's time to take a nap.
That's right. It's nap time.
How about country music? Do you like the new country, the 90s, old country?
I like the older stuff, you know.
I just, every time, this guy just continues to impress me.
Well, I know.
Man, Steely Dan, classic rock, the old country.
Yeah, the old, like, twangy, like, cowboy songs.
And how old are you? Can I ask?
I'm 32.
32? Wow,
Yeah.
you're old. I don't think I really knew how old you were. I would have guessed 27.
I'm flattered.
Oh,
Seriously.
yeah. I thought you was probably in your 20s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I know you think that Brent's in his 30s, and he's not.
No, I'm a bit older.
And I just want you
Grant.
to know, Grant, I'm not 80.
Are you not?
No. Not yet. I hope to make it to 80.
Oh, I'm sure.
So are there any other questions you'd like me to work into our conversation?
I just, was curious because he is a neighbor and he works here, and we have, music formats here that I was just curious if you liked the stations here.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Do you like the stations
I
here?
do.
Oh, good.
Good answer.
What if I had said no?
Well, I'm not supposed to judge you on your musical taste, but I'm glad that they fit here. How about a little Marty Stewart to close the show?
Sure,
out?
let's do it.
Now, this is one he just released a year or so ago, probably. It was on the Americana charts, and kind of caught our ear because it has the old sound, but it's a new song.
Hey, there we go.
It's got a little bit of it's got Johnny Cash beat in it.
Okay.
I think, doesn't it, Brent?
I would say so, yeah. He even kind of sounds like Johnny a little bit.
A little bit. He kind of lowered his voice a
sings
little.
this song.
Yeah.
It's a tough sound to pull off,
Why do you think Marty Stewart always wears a scarf? He always wears a cowboy scarf. I don't think I've ever seen him without a cowboy scarf.
Like a little bandana kind of thing?
Yeah, but they're longer and they look like they're kind of expensive.
Oh.
Like, silk or...
He's got a cold neck.
On that, we'll close the show. Have a good one.